Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the last TechRise of the year. And we're doing this in partnership today with Defy Ventures. So if you're new to Defy, Defy is an organization whose programs enable one of America's largest forgotten communities to defy the odds. Specifically, they help the socially justice affected citizens become entrepreneurs. So we're so excited to have a bunch of new founders to the stage. And for those of you who are new to TechRise in general, I am Desiree Vargas Wrigley, the executive director and two-time Latina founder here in Chicago. So each week we have 3 to 5 founders who take the stage and they pitch their businesses to a panel of judges. And they take away somewhere between $10,000 and $50,000. So today's prize is $20,000, sponsored in part by Verizon. And TechRise is an initiative started by Verizon and P33 to help support Black and Latinx founders all the way from idea stage to exit. And I'm excited to introduce our judges, but before I do that, I wanted to just talk a little bit about this year and what it's meant, and also the concept of second chances. So, this is I think our 30th or 29th competition this year. I can't believe it happened. So many of them. We've brought over 100 founders to the stage on TechRise, and we're going to be celebrating all of them on December 1st. So if you're interested in joining us, it's going to be at the Auditorium Theater, and we're happy to send you invites. If you just join the mailing list, you can find out more information there at techrise.co. But when we think about who won this year and the different founders that have come through, there definitely is this theme around second chances and founders who come on, pitch, get feedback, and come back on and win again. And so I want the audience to know that the founders that are presenting today, there will be a winner, but that people can come back and pitch anytime. And kind of the broader concept, I think, of second chances is that, yes, it tells people that this isn't just a one and done experience, or that you put it all on the line and then it's all in this one moment. But I think it's really a tool that we all use in our everyday lives to create trust. And it's a critical component of how we live as parents. We give it to our children and say, you get one more chance, otherwise, blah, blah, blah. And when we do that, we give them room and permission to make mistakes and come back and try again. And I know for myself, sorry, I still have a cold as a founder. My first company didn't make it. And I always wondered if I was going to get another chance. And then investors believed in me again, and I did get a second chance. And that created trust for me with them, but also trust in myself. And so I'm so excited that we get to honor these founders today who are living their second chances at a really great life. So with that, I will introduce our judges. And our first judge today is Sash Chitnis. He is an experienced operator, venture investor, and co-founder of Jump Capital, an early stage venture firm. Jump invests $3 million to $10 million in fintech, IT, data infrastructure, crypto, commerce, media, and B2B SaaS technology sectors. They extend into many other sectors too that are underserved by technology. So it's great to have you, Sash. And then next we have Sergio Palu. Sergio is a founding partner at Beta Boom, a pre-seed fund investing in companies building the future for women and ethnic minority consumers. Beta Boom focuses on founders based in rising tech hubs and from truly diverse backgrounds. So great to have you too, Sergio.
Thank you for inviting me.
And next we have Taj Ahmad Eldridge. Taj is a 25+ year investment professional whose career has included high-level executive roles in banking, asset management, alternative investments, and entrepreneurship. As general partner of Include Venture Partners and former senior director of investments at the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator, Taj has built his long-standing career with expertise in the fields of fintech, media, energy, transportation, and the circular economy. So it's great to have you here, Taj, too.
Great. Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, and with that, we are going to welcome our founders onto the stage. So we're going to give you a little bit more time today, founders, than we normally give, because we only have 3 competitors. So they'll have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by Q&A from the judges. And with that, we're going to start with Carl Williams from Royal Men Solutions.
Hey.
All right, I'll let you know when I can see everything. And everyone else, we can go video off. Yep, perfect. All right, we're ready when you are.
Just trying to get my screen. Royal Men Solutions. Your customer building royal and trust. Good morning, everybody. My name is Carl Williams. I am a 3rd generational furniture maker, a community activist, a former incarcerated business owner, and a Defy Venture Bootcamp graduate an accelerator participant. I am the founder and owner of Royal Man Solutions. We are a company that builds and sells custom solid wood furniture. We specialize in building bookcases and cabinetry. As a third generational furniture maker, my father, who made furniture, was taught by his father, who made furniture for over 60 years. The beauty of building and creating custom furniture keeps our hearts open. It keeps our hearts open like a parachute because of the joy that has developed from it when our customers receive a custom piece from us. And we serve our community by mentoring the youth and teaching them a skill and a trade. As we are your one-stop shop for custom cabinetry and bookcases, when customers need a product or service, we are ready to meet and exceed their expectations, regardless of the size or the level of service that is required. Majority of the companies, they sell furniture that is made of a sawdust fiberboard that when it's wet, it bends and it breaks apart, causing the furniture to become reliable and inconsistent in its durability and costly because it will have to be replaced repeatedly. Royal Man Solutions, how we solve this problem is by using solid wood materials to build a strong, durable, customized piece with customized techniques that ensure quality furniture that's sustainable for generations. We make beautiful, one-of-a-kind bookcases that can last a lifetime. That when we build this product for you, we envision your children or your grandchildren taking a book off the shelves of one of our bookcases. So we pride ourselves by being able to meet that demand. Most of our customer base has been through word of mouth from previous customers, family and friends, and social media. And this has been social media, which has been a growing platform from us, which allowed us to gain new customers. A customer contacts us through our advertisement. We do an assessment on the customer wants and needs, and once the assessment is finalized, a contract is signed and the product is sold. We meet this demand by building furniture that is distinguished by beautiful quality craftsmanship and functional features, giving the customer the look and the feel that they want in their space. We've continued to grow quarterly as we reach a larger customer base by marketing through social media platforms. We have a comprehensive website that our clients are able to access us to be able to buy our products as well. As you can see, here's some examples of our work, of some of the work that I do and that we do at Royal Man: custom cabinets, stained and finished, as well as all solid wood bookcases, naturally stained, going all the way around the wall of a customer's house. Our priority is to maintain strong relationships with customers, relationships that are inspired by Royal Man's core values: integrity, caring, listening, honesty, and providing our customers with the best custom-made furniture for their comfort. We are asking for $20,000 for the purchase of a delivery truck and equipment. This will allow us to be able to reach and expand our customer base because we are able to make and deliver products that much more faster, which will also sustain our ability to maintain strong relationships with our customers and stay in keeping with our Royal Man core values of integrity, caring, and providing a service that is of quality for our company, for our customers, and for our community. So thank you for allowing me to be able to share with you my pitch, and I appreciate all of you for listening, and thank you, Royal Man Solutions.
Great job, Carl. So judges, you can come camera on and unmuted, and we'll start to ask some questions.
Oh, that was exciting.
I'll go first. Carl, man, good presentation. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You know, I think we're going back to an area to where people are appreciating things that are built and that are customized and built by hand. I noticed that you were pitching that you were talking about focusing on both residential and commercial. Are there differences between the two from your standpoint of how you market to them? And if so, what is that?
For me, it is. When I'm marketing toward a residential property versus commercial property, I think that some of the approaches that I take allows me to be able to reach out to a person, analyze what is their need on a more personal customer base need and desire, and then I take that approach. Because usually when I go out for residential properties, or I tend to do a much more quicker assessment and get it done versus the commercial property.
Hey, Carl, really nice job presenting. I'm curious, it looked like from your photos, most of your products were built-ins, or are you also building standalone furniture? And I'm just curious as to, do people, if you're doing standalone furniture, have the creativity or the knowledge of what they want, or do they usually point you to something that they've seen or liked that they'd like you to replicate?
Some customers wants me to be able to replicate something. So some of them come with a picture, but I do have inventory, and some customers want me to come and visualize their space and give them an idea and help them to be able to create something that is unique and different, but also brings a level of comfort in their home as well.
Awesome. I guess I'll jump in. Yeah, great presentation, Carl. I love your business. I'm probably going to have to give you a call after this. But anyways, a few years ago, we renovated our kitchen, and I know exactly which cabinets you're talking about, the ones that basically made of cardboard and fall apart after like 2 years.
Absolutely.
I was wondering if, if your customers respond to, or even if you kind of focus on the sustainability of your business, building from real solid wood. And like you said, that being able to last, generations sometimes. Just wondering if you're doing that, and if that is something that's important to your customers.
It is very important to my customers because they're used to using MDF fiberboard. As you said, the second that is wet, it becomes it bends, it breaks apart very easily. So most of my clients and customers are looking for something that's durable, that's sustainable in their home, that gives them a unique feel, that is of great quality, and continue to make their home look good.
All right, great job, Carl. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
All right, and next we're going to have Visionaire Entertainment, and we'll have Juan Sewell.
Unmute. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Sewell, CEO and founder of Visionaire Records Entertainment. So what I do is that Visionaire created a platform to give aspiring artists and entertainers exposure, because we lack that in the Midwest. And so Visionaire was created on the basis that when we go out to these communities in the Midwest, everybody's always running up to me because they know me from promoting a lot of shows and promoting a lot of events. I've promoted in Laughing Buddha downtown on Chicago Avenue. I promoted at the Voodoo Club in Gary, Indiana. Also, I promoted in Waukegan and Lake County, downtown Waukegan, Lake County at OMG Bowls. And so people know me also from promoting these events through social media. And so when they see me and I come through the communities, they ask me, hey, how can I get my music heard, or how can I get my voice heard? And so, the reason why I created this platform is so that artists, aspiring artists and entertainers, they can allow their voice to be heard and have exposure and further their careers in the entertainment industry. So basically, I'm the connector. Visionaire is the connector. We connect you to the people that you need to be connected to in order to further your career in the industry. And I have experience in the music industry as far as being a former hip hop artist. And I know better than anyone how hard it is to get someone to hear you or get signed to a label. And so the problem is that in the Midwest is that there are no major record companies here that are accessible. And so I would like to make that accessible to all the communities in the Midwest, to all Midwesterners. And so this graph that you see here is a graph that's showing the demand and the rise for hip hop artists is here. So hip hop is the #1 genre in America right now, from 2018 to 2021. It's the largest consumption. And right here is the graph of one of Visionaire's artists to show his engagement and the listeners that he has. And as you can see that his listeners have went up tremendously. It went from 323 to 7.5K. And then the streams, and he has 8,818 listeners. Also, this is the graph that shows the demographic, that the people that really listen, from the age range from 16 to 22. But as you can see, the highest one is 35 to 44. And then there's 28 to 34. And then there's 16 to 22. And so this graph, again, is just telling you the distribution, the large distribution of music that's being streamed and the consumption of the genre in the United States. As you can see, hip hop has the highest, 21.7%. And this graph right here, it just shows talking about intellectual properties, ways of that we would make revenue through affiliation with brands, which brings in royalties, album sales, touring, and merchandise. So we have to do a lot of branding. Okay, and then this graph just showing the difference between free social media, usage of social media, which is passive, and then the mainstreams. And as you go up to top quality streaming platforms, then it becomes more and more expensive because it's high.
Hey, Juan, you only have a couple seconds left. Do you maybe want to tell them how you would use the money if you won?
Oh yes, if I was awarded funding from this competition, I would use the funds to purchase recording equipment, and which will then help me promote the artists with the music that they create, which would allow me to connect them to more musical venues. And also with the funding, I would use to get celebrity entertainers for the artist venue showcase, which in return will give us a big return on our investment through.
Okay, I got to cut you off because we're over. Sorry. So judges, if you come on and ask a couple questions, or one question each, that would be great, and then we'll.
One, I'll start. A lot of people don't realize I was an artist back in the day before I got a PhD and became an inventor. So I definitely understand the value of what you're creating. And in regards to, the Midwest and where you're at, I remember I'm from the South, I'm from Texas. I remember when Swisher House and a couple of the labels that we knew back in the day had the same issues. One of the questions I have for you is that, are you building more so a management company to really manage the talent, or do you want to more so be an opportunity to like a Swisher House to not only manage but also help them record content and get out? So is it all 360 services? Because as you know, like now, things has changed from the 80s when I was around and now.
Yes.
So can you talk to about, like, is it wraparound services? Is it really kind of focused on management? What's the piece of that?
It's really a wraparound services because we need content. Content is what actually boosted the visionary artists following and fan base and subscribers. So yes, quality content is definitely needed because it increases your customer and your followers. And also we're incorporating within that to do an artist intake, right? It's visionary getting to know the artist so that we'll know where we need to help them at and where they're lacking at to help them and develop them into becoming a more successful aspiring artist.
Yeah, so it's almost like an accelerator for artists that you're building.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Hey Juan, this is Such. I'm curious. It seems like everybody's becoming their own creator, right? And a lot of people want to be artists. How are you going to filter through the candidates, well, let's say the customers, and figure out which ones are going to be the right ones? Because you have only a limited amount of time and resources to make them successful. I'm just curious as to how do you determine who's going to be the next successful ones?
Due to the artist intake, allows us to know what genre of music and it'll give us an idea where we need to start far as doing our study on geographical location. Where will this music be able to be distributed at, and who would be their biggest purchasers and subscribers. So we would then go into the studio and we'll begin to create that music, and then we will put it out through different types of media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Clear Radio channel.
Okay, quickly for Sergio's last question.
Yeah, just real quick one. I was wondering if you could just dive a little bit deeper into how you're gonna make money. You mentioned partnerships, brand partnerships, but I just wanted to get a little bit more in terms of your revenue.
Okay, so how we would monetize this will be through pre-ticket sales and vendors. So what I would do is use the funds towards getting a celebrity entertainer, so the artist can open up for that celebrity entertainer, right? And so a lot of people will come out for that celebrity entertainer, and in turn they will pay anywhere from $100 to $2,000 just to come see the headliner. And also my artists will be able to sell their merchandise, such as t-shirts, sunglasses, eyelashes, because I have female artists as well. So they have eyelashes.
Cut us off. I'm so sorry, we're at time, but thank you so much, Juan. Great job. And next, we're going to welcome G&L Consulting, and we have Gregory Rags joining us. We can see your screen, but we can't see your face yet. But Taj, we can see your face, so maybe I'll have you go video. Thanks. Gregory, can we get you to come video on and unmute it?
Can you all see me now?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, good.
We're ready when you are.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, I believe it is now. Hello, my name is Gregory P. Rags, founder and owner of GNL Consulting. In GNL, by site survey and research, we have identified two glaring issues that need immediate attention in most inner city neighborhoods. The first is the landscaping, the upkeep or lack thereof to many of the occupied and unoccupied buildings and vacant lots. We may live in the city, but because of unmowed grass and overgrown weeds, many neighborhoods are now looking like small jungles and cause many residents and potential residents to fear or outright avoid these areas. GNL recognizes the communities that lack landscaping has more debris on the ground and unfortunately lay claim to having most troubled and violent communities. NEFUSA.org did a study that showed basic cleaning significantly reduced violent crime by as much as 30%. Reduce people's fear of going outside due to safety concerns by 58%, and increase people's use of outside by 76%. There were other studies that asked, how can we reduce or prevent crime in poor and urban neighborhoods? This study was done by Urban Institute. And a clean neighborhood and to help community residents find secure living wage employment was atop the list. Most people I've surveyed ask me, how do I know so much about the community? Do I just Google and things like that? And the answer is pretty simple. I was born in the community. I was born in West Garfield. I was raised in the Austin community. There was a time when we played outside. All the kids came outside and we played games, and there was grass that we didn't step in. There was neighbors who actually cared about us. And I attribute most of that directly to the community and the well-being of it. And because it's the things that we see that hold us the most, I think that if we clean the community up and help those in the community, that the communities will be better off. And this is why GNL was founded. We offer landscaping to Chicago residents and also provide training to residents, stakeholders, and community entrepreneurs that want to better themselves and others. We have also added construction and property maintenance to services we offer and training options for each. We have a proven business model that has a holistic 360 approach that will continue to scale this company for many years to come. We have spent many hours talking to residents and sending and collecting surveys to help us create the best impact model for the people we train and the communities we serve. The business target of GNL Consulting went from seniors and single mothers and people we may know to new small businesses, insurance companies, banks, to real estate professionals, and educational institutions. And yes, we still serve, we are still committed to the seniors, single mothers, and residents with single family units, as well as multi-units. Here at GNL, we understand there is competition, but we feel the combination of affordable pricing, consulting, and the social impact will give us an edge on these competitors. We're going to build on a solid 2020 with an even more impressive, we have an even more impressive 2021. And with that can come from this pitch competition, we know we will continue to grow in numbers while further promoting our services and implementing a sound strategy. So in 2020, I graduated from the Defy program and was given the tools to actually go by more than just a heart. I was given the tools to actually look at it from a financial standpoint as well. And since then, we've made the first year, half of a year, we made $45,000. And right now we've grossed over $200,000, which has been since reinvested. If we were to get this $20,000, it would go a long way towards furthering our goals and our missions. It's going to be $7,500 that goes towards marketing. This is a big market, even in West Garfield and in Humboldt, that we haven't yet touched. It will be $7,500 that goes to canvassing. Canvassing is important to us because we like the more personal feel. We want to get to know the people that we actually, our clients, the people that we serve. We want to know that we're here for them. We want them to know that the consultation is important to us, right? And 5,000 goes towards equipment. The more people we hire, the more equipment we're going to need per person. So
Greg, I got to cut you off. I'm so sorry. So now it's time for the judges to come on, and you can cover some of that stuff in the Q&A, okay?
Okay.
Sergio, you want to go first?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess I'll jump in. So yeah, Greg, I love your business, love your model. I was wondering if you think there is a possibility of potentially local businesses or even corporations sponsoring some of the work that you do in the community.
Absolutely. So, and that goes towards the marketing. So what we've done thus far is we've reached out to people we may know, the single mothers, people in the community. By trade, I'm an insurance agent. So many of the homes I'm inside of already. And so the caring approach is already there. But now it's about the small businesses. So there was a big, interest rates were really low. So we have a lot of new businesses now. So we're going to actually target those. And that's why we need those marketing dollars from you all.
Hey, Greg, this is super interesting. I'm interested in understanding, you have on one side, finding the business that you can put people to work, and then finding the people to be able to train them appropriately. Which is, do you think, going to be more difficult for you? And, how do you overcome that challenge?
And that's, and thanks, that's a great question. So, and I did that intention. That was very intentional by me. So I do most things by the heart. And so we need that social impact. So when I first came to Defy, I came with an organization called Gamma Ray Incorporated, which they solely dealt in the social part of it. So with the keys that with Defy gave me, right, we need a more financial impact. We need to really better the community. Bettering the community means bettering yourself, right? And so that's where G&L comes in. So identifying the people is easy, right? The clients, because I'm an insurance agent, is easy. The one thing that gets in the way is the competitors. A lot of competitors now are coming from different communities, right? And they're coming in doing the landscaping, and we have 10 competitors that we've isolated that are direct competitors, but they don't have all the services that we have, okay? So I don't want to say that there'll be a roadblock, but it is the competitors, okay? To answer that question.
Grateful, Greg. Love it, man. Appreciate it. One of my questions is that given your existing experience in the insurance industry, do you think there are opportunities for you to partner with other insurance companies or real estate buyers who are interested in buying property and contracting the company to clean it up? Is that something already happened, or is that something you're thinking about in the future? Or do you think it's a possibility for the company?
You know what? I love it. So a big part of what we do is we want to actually train. We want to actually train. And so it creates the partnership. You understand? So now they have a company, and now they're part of a family. So we're not just hiring people. We're hiring, we're training you. We're training you first because we understand that some people are going to come in and not be ready. So it's that preparation period, and it's us training you on whether it's horticulture, whether it's the landscaping, whether it's the property maintenance. It's so many aspects, and we have partnered with a lot of different people. We have a team that's amazing. Companies that have came in and say, "Hey, Greg, yeah, we'll absolutely assist you and help you out." And but what I like to put my best feet forward and show individuals that, hey, look, I'm just as involved and I'm just as dedicated as you. So absolutely, it definitely will be a partnership.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you, all of you guys. Greg, Carl, Juan, it takes a lot to do this for the first time in front of, seasoned investors and who are acting as judges. And I just want to say how proud we are that you guys brought it today and had presentations that really communicated what your visions are. So with that, I hope you are very, very proud, and I'm going to send the judges away for the hard job of deciding who won today. But while they're making that decision, we're going to invite Melissa Odell to join us. She is the executive director of Defy Ventures Illinois and has been on the Defy Venture team for the last 6.5 years in various roles and responsibilities. Most recently, as the executive director, or prior to, sorry, she was the vice president of programs on the national team. And she spent 7 years at the Center for Court Innovation in New York, working to provide new opportunities to individuals involved in the criminal justice system and increase the efficacy of the judiciary. From there, Melissa served as the founding program director of the Community Assessment and Services Center in San Francisco, a large-scale reentry resource hub assisting clients on probation returning from incarceration. So founders, I'm going to actually have you jump off video so Melissa and I can just have a chat and talk about how amazing Defy is. Thanks. Okay. All right. So Melissa, can you tell us a little bit of the history of Defy, and then kind of how Defy Illinois evolved also?
Sure. And first and foremost, thank you, Desiree, so much for having us. So Defy started actually in New York, and it started as a post-release program, particularly working with people who had been impacted by the legal system, trying to help, get their entrepreneurial dreams off the ground. Our founder had realized very quickly that a lot of people on the wrong side of the ledger had many entrepreneurial skill sets. And if we could transform that hustle, we could actually, have so many more enterprises started and give people their best shot at a second chance. And so then the program actually evolved. We got a Google Impact Challenge grant, which allowed us to replicate the model from the East Coast in New York to the West Coast. And that's actually where I got involved. So as you noted, I've been working for Defy for the last 6.5 years and have been able to see the program really blossom. And then I was a social entrepreneur myself. I decided I wanted to actually start my own chapter here in Illinois, and that's where we are today.
Oh, but you're not from Illinois originally? You just decided
no,
there was opportunity here?
Yeah, no, I'm originally from New York, but I got involved with Defy in California. But my husband is here from the Chicagoland area. He was born and raised in Lisle. And so when our daughter was born, we said, hey, you know what? The Midwest is the most amazing place to raise a family and grow a program like Defy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is it is a lovely place, but I mean, also I would imagine none of us can deny that there is, a big change that's happened in our city over the last
Sure.
few years, but of course it's many decades long. And so the opportunity to be a point of light and optimism and hope for people who are affected by the justice system is really inspiring as a fellow social entrepreneur. So glad that you're here. I know that we have people coming back on. Greg, we're going to have you go video off for a little bit while we're doing this interview, if you could. Clearly your career has been dedicated to supporting this population, but what got you into this in the first place? What is your personal journey here?
Sure. So I think I've always had a passion for helping eradicate injustice. I think it just has been a fire that has burned in me probably since the time that I was a little kid. But I actually thought I was going to be a lawyer and work in the social justice field. And actually 2 weeks before law school started, I had gotten in, was ready to buy the books and the whole 9 yards. I said, I don't know if this is the right path for me. So I had that moment, had to reflect, wound up working in a law firm for a year. But I did decide to go to graduate school and craft my own program of study. And while I was there, I learned about therapeutic jurisprudence, like how could we actually incorporate social services within a legal framework to make the community safer and stronger for all. And that was when I really recognized this is where my purpose is, this is how I can use my gifts. And so, as you noted, I worked in New York at the Center for Court Innovation for many years, and just, again, felt like this is my vocation. It's the thing that makes me get fired up every day. And getting to work with such amazing people like the folks that are on this call today, these entrepreneurs who have experienced so much in their lives. They have overcome the worst thing that has ever happened to them, and they want to continue to give back. So if I can use any of my skill set to help make that happen, it just is extremely fulfilling.
Yeah. Not to make it personal, and whether this sometimes is a liability to share, but people might not know that I am married to a Chicago police officer. So, openly sharing that with our community, and that comes with so much stigma, right? As
Sure.
being on either side of this conversation. And you and I have now gotten to know each other for a while, and know where my heart is, my family's heart is absolutely on everyone deserves a second chance, and to avoid the social justice, avoid the justice system in the first place is the primary goal. So I'm wondering, kind of as we look at like how worlds intersect, right? Like, police wives, entrepreneurs, and then, formerly incarcerated, or people who have been touched by the system, but not necessarily have actually been incarcerated. And I'm going off script as usual, I'm sorry, but how do you think we can do a better job of bringing these communities together? Because as we're seeing today, it's such an amazing opportunity for founders from everywhere to get the experience of having something like a pitch competition, but also there's so much that as entrepreneurs and as investors, I think we can bring back to them. So how can we support your work?
Sure. Well, absolutely. Well, I think the first thing you really touched on is about our shared humanity. At Defy, we are not defined by any labels. You are more than just being, a two-time Latinx founder, right? Your husband is more than just being a Chicago police officer. We are all more than just one particular label or experience that has happened in our lives. And when we can look at each other with radical empathy and with vulnerability, and we can have this human connection, we can actually go a long way in righting the significant wrongs that have been in our country since its founding. And I think that part of Defy's mission, if folks have the opportunity to look at our website, they'll notice that we are not just about enterprise generation. We are about changing mindsets to give people an opportunity to get to know one another on a very human level, and to make sure that people are not going back into the system ever, and that we can really interrupt this cycle of mass incarceration in our country, reduce systemic bias, and actually make real opportunity be more inclusive. So there are so many ways for people to get involved, and I hope that people who are watching today are inspired and would want to be a mentor to one of our participants, would want to come inside a prison. We actually start our work while people are still incarcerated. We run an amazing program called CEO of Your New Life. People can be coaches, they can be guest speakers. We say that there's no wrong door to walk through to be part of this Defy community.
Yes, that's great. And I know I've gotten to participate as a virtual mentor and really appreciated the experience because, candidly, as a woman, I am intimidated to go into a prison. So maybe can you share some of the hopefully upcoming virtual opportunities to engage too?
Sure. Well, and I will say that I do want to note that I have felt the safest while I have been inside. Our community works really hard to make sure that no matter who you are, that you would want to come and coach. And so we've actually just had the Lieutenant Governor join us at the Kiwani Life Skills Reentry Center this week on Tuesday. So I'm going to put the challenge out there that even if you feel a little nervous, it will be a life-changing experience. But we do have a lot of virtual opportunities as well. On December 1st, we're having a pitch showcase. And so there is going to be more founders, just like the individuals you got to see today, like Greg, Juan, and Carl, who are pitching their business and are looking to figure out that they're at this inflection point. Do they want to continue on and perhaps pursue this business in earnest and join our accelerator, in which case they'll be looking for mentors. So if there's anybody in the community who wants to take a deeper dive and be that Mickey to somebody's Rocky, get that ready for the next TechRise pitch competition, we're looking for folks to engage that way. So yes, we have pivoted like everybody else did during COVID, lots of ways to engage both in person as well as online.
Well, and I appreciate that challenge. And my intention behind the comment was more about tiptoeing into the experience as opposed to going fully immersed into a prison environment. But yes, you were right. And I am tough, so I would absolutely be brave enough to do it. I was trying to give people an easy way to get to engage the first time. But no, absolutely. And I think, when it's often it's kind of amorphous for viewers, listeners, potential sponsors and donors to understand like what it costs to do one of these, basically how far the dollar goes in terms of impact. And so, can you tell us a little bit more about just like how the program works and what it actually costs to run a program? And basically what I'm trying to get at is that most people here should be contributing to make more programs happen. So pull out your wallets.
Yes. Well, I mean, I will say right now, we actually all pay right now as taxpayers. So it costs about $37,000 a year here in Illinois to incarcerate somebody. But the rate of return, the recidivism rate, meaning people go back into prison, somewhere around like 30%, right? So, I mean, you are all, this is a financial community, you are all VCs, right? Would that be the kind of ROI, that you're looking for? Whereas at Defy, we have a less than 10% recidivism rate for our graduates. And it only costs for our in-prison work about $1,500, about $1,500 to serve one person. And post-release, it costs about $3,000. So all told, for like $5,000 to $6,000, you can actually stop people from going back into the system. So again, we can have a multiplier effect, right? So if all of the people that go through our program are not returning to prison, and it costs about $40,000, to incarcerate them. Well, again, I'm a liberal arts person, so I'm not a mathematician, but I mean, it's pretty clear to me that we would have some significant savings. And think about where those monies can be reallocated into our educational system, right? Into increasing, we talked about the beautification, environmental side of our city. And also, I want to say, addressing what we know here in Illinois and in the Chicagoland area, we are a very stratified city, right? There are communities that have been divested of. We need to be looking at how are we going to create one community, and what can we do to rectify, again, as I said before, the wrongs that have been systematically going on. And we have the resources. We don't have to go from a scarcity mindset, but it's about will. And so I do invite everybody listening to get engaged with your time, with your dollars, to help support us growing here in Illinois.
Yeah. Oh, and I appreciate you kind of giving us the numbers in terms of like loss aversion on, of losing that $40,000 in for 30% of the people that have to go back. But
yeah,
I definitely think another way for us to think about it is obviously like the human impact element. When you have,
sure.
If you have a program that's 90% of the people that go through are getting to go on and have productive lives that potentially allow them to create wealth for their family and new jobs. Like, I mean, every single one of these companies today has a layer of apprenticeship or job creation
Right.
for the populations that they work with or the customers that they serve. So, there's a ripple effect to your work that is so tangible. And I just feel so grateful that we're able to bring you guys on today to share this. And I hope next year when we bring you back on there, 200 entrepreneurs to choose from, there's obviously quite a bit of work to do between then and now. So, besides money and people's time, like what would be most valuable from our community to help support your work? Is there anything at the policy level that needs to change? Is there anything that, obviously we can't pull those strings personally, but I'm curious, is there anything from a messaging perspective that we should be thinking about or talking about or doing?
So, I think a big thing is around also fair chance employment. So I would imagine that many of the people who are watching this are also founders. And you said our founders have the ability to hire. We're looking for more companies to come alongside of us and to, have that mind shift, right? To challenge their own perceptions, challenge hiring practices. The reality is that we are in a situation where many employers are looking for talent. And I would argue that the people who have gone through our program are untapped talent. These are people who are hungry, who are great workers. So, and not every single person who goes through our program is going to start up their own enterprise, but they're entrepreneurs as well as entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. So you're going to get quality talent who will help your business grow. So instead of, again, thinking from the perspective of, oh, this person has had a criminal conviction, and so when they come home, they have to be shackled by a second sentence, I would say, let's challenge our own thoughts and feelings and figure out, can this person actually do the job? Does that conviction actually matter relative to the skills and tasks that they're going to have to do within this context? And let's think about actually giving people a legitimate way to earn for themselves, for their families, right? So that they don't have to go back to the people, places, and things that maybe contributed in the first place for them going inside.
Absolutely. That's such an important point too, that, the entrepreneurship courses and programs aren't always about building a business. They're often about fostering the entrepreneurial spirit and teaching people or giving them the confidence to take an idea and bring it to life and finding the resources to achieve goals. And so, that applies to any job really out there, and the salesmanship required to go pitch that idea to the people who with resources, whether that's internal or external, is a critical life skill. And, I think a lot of times we think of job opportunities for the formerly incarcerated as this unskilled labor opportunity, but we're talking to very smart men and women who are fully capable of doing, traditional skilled labor jobs. And so I love that you brought that up. Are there any plans to create, a job board or, to connect the dots for grads from Defy to potential open roles?
Yes, so we're actually partnering with RiseKit, which is a software platform. Some people in your audience may be aware of that. So we are actually, trying to figure out how can we use technology in the smartest way. And I do also want to acknowledge our friend and partner Verizon in helping us leverage technology to be able to do this. So we are, absolutely exploring more ways where we can get this talent connected into living wage positions that have that career trajectory.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so glad you were here, Melissa. This was such an inspiring way for us to end our season of TechRise. So thank you for you and the brave founders that came today. So founders, if you could come back on, it looks like the judges are ready to announce a winner. Who's going to be the one to announce? All right, Sergio.
All right.
Wait, I see. Hold on. I only see Carl so far. So Greg, we need you back on, and Juan, we need you back on. All right. And then is Greg come in? There he is. All right. Everyone unmuted so we can cheer.
Awesome. So first of all, I just want to commend all of you guys on great pitches and really exciting businesses. Wish you all the best of luck in growing them. We definitely had a lot of positives about each of the businesses. So I think we're doing something a little bit unique this time around in the sense that everybody's going to walk away with a prize. So first place goes to GNL, that is going to walk away with a 10K prize.
Wow! Yay!
Yay!
Awesome job. And then also Visionaire and Royal Men tied for second, both going to walk away with 5K to continue to grow their business. So great job.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Wow.
Congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Greg, do you want to start and say anything?
I'm sorry?
I don't know if you wanted to say a few words as the winner.
Absolutely. You know what? I really appreciate Defy, and I thank all of you all for this opportunity to hear my passion, my dreams, and to be a part of it, because now you are solely a part of my mission and my organization. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Updates coming soon to all of you all. Please, I need information.
Right on.
You all did such a wonderful job today. And as I mentioned, getting second place doesn't mean you can't come back and pitch again on TechRise. Actually, getting first place doesn't mean that either, because there's bigger prizes next year. So, well, assuming we continue to do our fundraising successfully. Judges, thank you so much for spending an hour with us and spending this time with the founders and giving them feedback on their pitches through the forms of questions. And, as we wrap up this year, Stephen, my colleague from Verizon, is on and has been such an amazing advocate for founders from every background, from every stage of life, from every race and gender. And so I just want to say, how grateful I am to you, Stephen, for your partnership in this year, because without you, we wouldn't have had such incredible founders coming to the stage. And we'll, announce more of the numbers when the year is over. But so far this year, TechRise founders have raised an additional $7.2 million for their businesses, up from 6.8 before they came on the TechRise stage. And as a whole, our city is up to almost $29 million for Black and Latinx founders at the early stage, which traditionally we've only been at about 4 million. So there's something really happening in Chicago, and this is part of it. And we couldn't do it without the collaboration of so many different stakeholders from our VC and angel community, all the way to the aspiring founders who are sitting with an idea, perhaps in a jail cell, or perhaps at home with kids, or sitting behind a desk somewhere. So please, if you know anyone that is thinking of an idea and just needs a little bit of a nudge, encourage them to apply at techrise.co/apply, because next year we're going to do this all over again. All right, thank you all for all of the hard work, and we will see you in February.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.